In this video, I'm going to be ranking the best players from every region in Fortnite. These players have to excel at multiple aspects of the game. I will rank these players based on their competitive placements in Chapter 5, as well as how dominant they've been the past 2 seasons. So before you go around commenting why your favorite player wasn't selected, just know that this is based off of the most recent tournaments, as well as this is based off of my personal opinion. Before we begin, make sure to like and subscribe because we are so close to 10,000 subscribers. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. So let's start off with a lesser known region, Asia. Asia is actually very underrated and a lot of Japanese pros are on the come up. I personally play on this region and have had my fair share of deaths to these pros. But anyways, the clear-cut winner of Asia is none other than T1 Michael. I'm sure you guys don't know, but this man actually won the Chapter 5 Season 2 FNCS Grand Finals. In my opinion, what makes T1 Michael so good is his consistency and clutch factor. This man gets a win in literally every single tournament, and despite the Asia prize pool being significantly lower than other regions, he still managed to bag $10,000 for 2024, which is pretty darn good. I don't know if you guys know, but T1 is actually a really big organization, so just being signed to that organization alone tells us that he is arguably the best player in all of Asia. Moving on to OCE, we're going to have PWR Alex. He was literally 2 points off of winning FNCS Grand Finals in Chapter 5 Season 2, and he won the FNCS Grand Finals the season before. Alex is very consistent with his teammate Austin. Looking at his placements, you'll see a lot of top 50 placements and also a lot of top 10 in many cash cups. I consider Alex as one of the most consistent players in the world and by far the best player in OCE. Also, the man plays on the Razor Viper Mini, one of the most budget-friendly mice in the world. Although that's obviously a joke, Alex being the best player in OCE is not. And as much as I love Volks, Alex is by far the most dominant in the region, especially this year in 2024. Now let's move on to the Middle East. I actually don't know many Middle Eastern pros and I don't watch a lot of their tournaments, but if I were to base off of Fortnite Tracker's power rankings, we're going to have Call Gamer. He actually has the achievements to make a really good case as to why he's the best player in the Middle East region. He placed second in Chapter 5 Season 2 FNCS Grand Finals, and he won the Chapter 5 Season 1 FNCS Grand Finals. Not only that, but he has the most consistent placements in his region, being the leader in both PR and earnings this year. So despite me not knowing much about the region, not watching a lot of Middle East tournaments, his placements and portfolio alone shows that he is the best player in Middle East. Moving on to Europe, we have a good chunk of players that are all insanely good. On one hand, I can go with Merstash, who is one of the most consistent players in Europe, winning FNCS Grand Finals in Chapter 5 Season 1 and placing 6th in Chapter 5 Season 2. You also have both Kami and Seti, who in my opinion is one of the best competitive duos the world has ever seen. You have Vino, who's also really consistent with Tayson and is widely considered one of the best LAN performers. You have Mongrel, who's the GOAT and literally my father. But on a serious note, the answer might just be Malibuka. Malibuka and Merstash share the same FNCS placements, but in my opinion, Malibuka is a better performer overall. In many situations, Malibuka makes the tough decisions and he's clutched in so many different endgames. It's actually very hard for me to pick Merstash over him just because of that fact alone. Nonetheless, both are insane players and everyone I mentioned in this section can all be considered the best in the region. It's just that EU is so heavily stacked that it's nearly impossible to select one player that we can all call the best. But for now, we're going to settle with Malibuka. Now let's move on to Brazil, and it's obvious that the Brazil's best player of all time as well as the best player currently is King. Despite having a slow Chapter 5 Season 2, just the fact that this man humbled Tfue in the World Cup while also still placing 4th in the Chapter 5 Season 1 FNCS Grand Finals still makes him one of the best players in Brazil. I know I said that I only count Chapter 5 accomplishments, but this man has been so dominant in Brazil for so long that it's hard for me to ignore his all-time accomplishments. He has been consistently qualifying for FNCS Grand Finals, and he has placed top 10 in so many different cash cups that it's hard to deny that King is the best Brazil player both all time and currently. Finally, of course, we have to save the best for last. Let's go to NA Central. We're going to have Peterbot and it's not even close. I wanted to separate NA East and NA West, but since FNCS and a lot of the tournaments are held in NA Central, we must combine the regions, and Peterbot is by far the most dominant player in both regions. Starting off with FNCS, he placed second in the Chapter 5 Season 1 FNCS Grand Finals, then he won the the Chapter 5 Season 2 FNCS Grand Finals with his duo Polo. On top of that, he won 4 duo cash cups in Chapter 5 Season 2. He has the highest PR in North America as of 2024, and as of this year, he has already made $123,000. It's not even close as to why this guy is my pick for the best player in North America. I love Booga to death, I love Reed to death, and I love a lot of other pros to death. However, Peterbot and Polo are just so dominant in the region that it's hard for me to say that Peterbot is not the best player in North America. So that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and liked these types of videos. I'm going to be doing a lot of different videos from now on, experimenting on what other Fortnite content I can make besides controller tips and tricks. So if you guys like this, then subscribe and make sure to comment down below your opinions on my list. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.